What up, what up? My name is AK, and this is a chill stretch video for after wearing your binder for a few hours or for a day. And what we're gonna do here is be taking care of your body, stretching out mostly your upper body, and making sure that it's feeling good after a day of binding, okay? If you're finding this, you most likely found it through YouTube or the Top Surgery Prep guide. If you haven't found that, head to my website and you can download it there for free. I'll also link it below in this video. And for this video, you won't really need any equipment, anything other than, a bit of a space to move, maybe in your bedroom, living room, somewhere you're comfortable. And it's going to be almost entirely seated from the floor. So super chill, something you can do before bed or after a long day. All right, let's get started. So first thing you're going to do is come into a seated position on the floor. I will mention you can also do this from standing if this isn't comfortable for you, or you can do it from a chair. So what we're going to do to start is reach our arms overhead and then come forward into a forward fold, reaching as far down our legs towards our feet or ankles as possible. Now, this is going to feel like an intense leg stretch, but we're also trying to get some lower and upper back stretching with this, okay? So rounding through your spine, bring your chin towards your chest, and you might slowly feel a gentle pull in your spine from your mid to upper back all the way down to your tailbone. Holding here, pausing. If you're standing, letting go of any tension in your neck or head or shoulders and just letting it hang heavy. Same thing if you're in a seated position on a chair. When you're ready, slowly stack the vertebrae one at a time back into your seated position. From here, we're going to switch into a tabletop position. So you're going to come onto your hands and knees. So in your hands and knees tabletop position, your shoulders are over your wrists, your hips are over your knees. We're going to do a cat-cow. So start by arching your back, tucking your tailbone, and bring your chin towards your chest. In this position with your rounded back, think about spreading your shoulder blades as wide as possible. So bringing space between those shoulder blades like they're the wings of your back. Good. Next, we're going to be dropping your belly, opening up your hips, bringing your chest forward and your head comes up. We're going to go back and forth between these two positions at a slow pace. So whatever feeling good for your body today, but we're not rushing through it. We want to feel like we're moving one vertebra at a time as we come between these cat and cow positions. And of course, if this isn't feeling good for your body, feel free to change it up in some way. For example, if your wrists are hurting in this position, you can stack your fists, okay? If your knees are feeling sore, you can double up your mat or add a blanket or pillow underneath your knees. Those options are always available to you. So one more in each direction for a cat and cow position. And the reason we start with this is because this movement's going to add lots of movement into your spine, into your shoulder, into your hip joints. And we're in our binding position. Those parts of our body don't always have the opportunity to move as much, right? The binder's holding our chest in and our ribs, our shoulders, our mid to upper spine quite closely. So bringing some space for those joints to move and lubricate a little bit. All right, our next movement is going to be a child pose. So bringing your knees wide as the mat if you have one, or about 12 to 18 inches apart if you don't have a mat. Bring your toes together behind you and reach your arms forward. Bring your head down either close to the mat or with your forehead resting on the mat. We're going to take a couple deep breaths here while reaching our arms as much as we can forward, okay? So placing them as far away from your hips, for example, as possible. And you're almost like pulling back with your shoulders and your upper body. You're going to feel a pulling on the underside of your shoulders through your upper and mid spine. And hopefully that's something that feels good in this position. So here we're going to take 3 deep grounding breaths together to let some of the stress of the day go. So breathing in through your nose And exhale slowly through your mouth. Remembering to continue to reach and enjoy the stretch through your upper back. Again, in through the nose, big deep breath. And out through the mouth. One more time, in through the nose. And exhale slowly through the mouth. You're like a little balloon deflating from the day. Fantastic. We're going to stay in this position a little bit longer. So you're going to reach your arms towards the right side, keeping your palms and your forearms on the floor. And you're going to think about reaching up and over with your left arm. Again, both arms stay on the floor. But as you reach up and over with that left arm, you're going to feel a slight stretch and pulling in the side of your body, maybe down through your back as well. Stretching your lats and some of the muscles that are really important in your posture and health and supporting your body, but can get quite stiff and sore after a day of binding. In 3, 2, 1, you're going to walk your hands back to center. We're going to do the same thing on the left side, so walking your hands over to the left, palms on the floor, reaching up and over with your right arm this time, and feeling that stretch down through the right side of your body. Good. 3, 2, 1. You're walking your hands back to center, and we're going to come up onto our hands and knees and then switch into a kneeling position or option to do this from sitting if this doesn't feel comfortable for your body. Okay, so we're going to bring our arms behind us, and what we're going to do is bring our elbows together and then bring our elbows nice and wide and push forward through our chest, trying to bring our shoulder blades as close together at the back, holding it for a few seconds in that position, and then rounding your back, bring your elbows back together. And then again, opening up through your chest, head up to the sky, shoulder blades as close together, shoulders down away from your ears, and then bring those elbows back together. And we're going to do that one more time, opening up through the chest. It's okay if your hands come off your head, shoulders come down. You might feel or hear some cracking through your chest, and that is okay. An alternative to that movement can be where your hands come behind you, supporting your upper body. And same thing, you're going to push up through your lower half or through your pelvis or hips. And then again, shoulders down, arching your back, chest open. That one is not always accessible or comfortable for everyone, so I like to give both the options. From here, we're going to come into a seated position on the ground or in a chair. That's always an option if it's not comfortable for you to sit with crossed legs. Okay? We're going to bring our arm up overhead, using the opposite arm supporting us on the floor, bending through the side body. Again, feeling that nice, juicy, deep stretch to the side of our body. And halfway through this stretch, you're going to bring your armpit, so this armpit that's up, and halfway through this stretch, you're going to bring your armpit, so this armpit that's up, forward over the opposite knee. Still stretching and reaching as far away as you can. You're going to feel that stretch change a little bit. So this goes down through your mid back into your lower back and coming towards the center of your spine. Holding here for 3, 2, 1. Coming back to that starting position, so armpit comes up, and then returning that hand to the floor. We're going to do the same thing on the other side, so reaching the opposite arm up, other hand comes down to the floor, bending deep through the side body to start. Adjusting if you're feeling any really sharp pain or tightness that might be too much or verging on the pain zone, lessening the stretch a little bit because we don't want to go fully deep into a pain zone that might result in tears or overextension or injuries in the future. So now we're bringing our armpit over this opposite knee, reaching across, feeling that stretch change. And it's okay if it doesn't feel the exact same on one side versus the other. Having discrepancies between each side of your body is very normal and totally okay. Returning the armpit and then coming back to that ready position. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to bring one arm up to shoulder level. Okay, I'm going to turn a little to the side so it's easier for you to see this. So from here, we're going to work on shoulder rotations in this position. So we're going to start with the shoulder in neutral position, so that's at the same level as our clavicle or traps. So you're going to go up, back, down, and around and forward. So thinking of making a big circle with this shoulder joint 3 or 4 times. Fantastic. Providing some movement through the shoulder joint, keeping those super healthy. And then we're going to add in a full rotation of this arm, okay? Let me turn again and show you a little bit better from a different perspective. Okay. So we're reaching up. Palm is facing towards our midline. At the top, so right over our head, we're turning our palm so it faces behind us. And coming down and around. It's okay if you don't have quite enough room in your seated position. Option again to come onto your knees or come onto a chair. Good. Same thing on the other side. So starting with those shoulder circles. So arm out at shoulder level, reaching up, back, down and around. Making that beautiful circle and trying to get the biggest rotation that you can out of your joint. And this might feel hard at first if you're new to this type of movement. And don't worry, you'll get better at it as you practice and as your body learns what you're asking it to do. Switching to our rotations with the palm swivel at the top. So palm is facing inward, overhead, turn the palm behind you and come down and around. Fantastic. One more. All right. Once you're finished those rotations, we are going to focus a little bit on our neck and traps now. So bringing your chin to chest to start and pressing back so that your chin, you're almost bringing your chin towards your neck, trying to give yourself a double chin. Holding here for a couple seconds and then relaxing. And again, pulling it inwards, holding for a couple seconds and then relaxing. Bringing our chin to chest, not pulling it inwards this time. We're going to rotate our head to one side so that ear comes to shoulder. You're going to rotate it all the way to the other side with a semicircle with chin to chest. Again, ear to shoulder. But we're not lifting our shoulder towards our ear. We're bringing our ear with the intention of coming towards our shoulder. If your ear goes to the shoulder, that's going to be pretty wild. We're going to go back and forth between the two sides. Holding onto your knees if you need a little bit more support in this position. Or changing it up so you're sitting in a chair is always an option. Fantastic. Bring your head back to center. We're now going to change it a little bit. We're going to bring our hands to the floor beside us. Okay, same thing, chin to chest. We're going to start with our right side. So bring your right ear to right shoulder. And with your left arm, you're going to walk your fingertips out as far away from your body as you can while still touching the floor. When you do this, you might feel a sensation come up in your left arm. A pulling, a gentle stretching, a more intense stretching. What we're doing is nerve flossing from the base of your skull all the way down through your upper back, shoulder, and down your arm. We're holding it here for about 5 more seconds. 3, 2, 1. Walk that hand back. Rotating your head to the other side. So left side ear to shoulder now. And we're going to walk our right hand away from our body. But again, fingertips still resting on the ground. Holding here, feeling that stretch a little bit. Adjusting through your head if you're not feeling it as much. You can lift your chin up. You can turn your head slightly. You can make an adjustment that feels good for your body. Three, 2, 1. Rotate that head back to center and head comes up. We're going to end today with a couple deep breaths, taking care of our body and our nervous system. Option to bring your hand to your chest or your belly, or keep them resting on your knees, and feel free to close your eyes if you're comfortable with that. I'm going to take 3 deep breaths together, in through the nose, out through the mouth, and every time you exhale, you're going to clear all the stress, all the tension out of your body as much as possible. So breathing in through your nose, exhale, slow, breathing out all that tension as much as possible. Shoulders rest, trying to relieve anything that you're holding in your body. Again, into the nose, big deep breath. Exhale. One more time, in through the nose. Slowly exhale through the mouth, letting it all go. Open your eyes, coming back to the room that you're in, your body, wherever you're at today. That is it for the post-binding stretch. Come back to this video anytime or whenever you're feeling like you need a little bit of body care. Again, feel free to download the pre-top surgery guide in the comments below. And I'll also be coming out with a transmass training guide to help any folks who are recovering from top surgery feel their best and come into their best form. This is always body inclusive, anti-diet. None of this will be about weight loss, and it's always about building strength in your body and feeling your best in your body. And that's it for me. My name is AK, and thank you so much for joining us today.